G'day friends! Welcome to Tag Tuesday, and today I've got the poster art of the Disney Parks humongous coffee table book, and I love it so much, and I actually just wanted to get inspired by some of my favourite posters and do some artwork on them. So this is one from Main Street on the Plaza, and I love the way that they're drawn, so I want to give that a go. I thought it might be fun to do like a little tiki kind of thing, even though this isn't one of my favourite posters. I just thought that idea would be fun to try on a tag. I love these little French ladies doing the can, so I wanted to give that a go. And It's a Small World, I had an idea for these little washi tape flags, the little pennant flags, so I wanted to try that. And I'd already drawn a genie before that was just kind of sitting in a sketchbook, so I thought let's reimagine that in that poster from Tokyo Disney Sea, which is actually my favorite Disney park of all Disney parks. It's amazing. If you ever get a chance to go to Japan, go to Tokyo Disney Sea, you'll be blown away. Anyway, here are the tags. The first one I'm doing is It's a Small World, and I thought I'd just use some watercolor. Now, I know some of you are watching Tag Tuesdays from ages ago. These are different tags, so you'll see when the watercolor goes on, it just really soaks it in, which is not a huge problem. I just find that I have to use the watercolor in different ways now, so I can't really rely on the, I don't know, like the granulation, the separation, and color pooling. I just kind of have to block it in and just get creative with it. So I tried that. And here I've got some Tim Holtz Distress paint from the little bottles, and I'm actually just mixing some skin tones with my fingers and just finger painting. On Tag Tuesdays, I know, what do I want to say? I know it's not the greatest stuff. A lot of it is just actually, bump the camera. A lot of it's just playtime. So I put it out there, not expecting people to think that, oh, that's your greatest work, like, good on you. I could spend hours and hours and hours doing this stuff, but for me, Tag Tuesdays have become kind of like a play thing. Sometimes I show or demonstrate, something that I'm working on or a technique, or I'll show you my new digi-stamps in Tag Tuesday, but sometimes I literally just like to experiment with my stuff and pull out things that I haven't used in a while, like I hadn't used that pen in a while. I'm always using that fountain pen, but never mind. Basically, I just wanted to experiment, try different styles of drawing, try being a bit more carefree and a bit relaxed with like my paint mixing and working without much of a plan. Even though you saw here that I drew out those the guidelines from the start, I didn't plan out any of those little faces or bodies, so they look kind of random and scary, but that's just a part of learning. So sometimes I'll come across something new that I try and I really, really love it, and I'll end up doing it for a while, and then I'll move on to something else. And sometimes I've been wanting to try something and just been a little too caught up doing other things, and I'll just stop everything I'm doing and give it a go. And a Tag Tuesday for me is kind of a great way to do that. So, and I'm always using washi for everything, so that's not new. But basically, all I wanted to say was, if you're looking at this and thinking, why would he bother posting that online? It's just to show you that I play too. Not everything I do is great. Not everything I do is even good. There's a ton of times where I'll start a tag and I have to throw it away. I mean, I don't have to, but honestly, guys, I know you tell me not to throw things away, and 9 times out of 10, I agree with you, but some of this stuff, like the first time I started the genie tag, was horrendous. And that's, I'll throw it away if the idea that I was trying just didn't really work out. And sometimes, it's good to say, like, learn from your mistakes. Sometimes you learn from your mistakes as soon as you're doing them. Like, right away, you learn that it's just not good and it's just not going to work. I tried this thing where I used a paint pen to try and make like a resist and then color it with watercolor. It just didn't work, and I kind of knew it wouldn't. Maybe it would work on watercolor cardstock or something, maybe with a coating on it like Yupo. I don't know. But for these manila tags, just definitely didn't work. So yeah, I guess what I'm trying to say is, don't come for me. Don't expect works of art on little tags. Sometimes they look really nice, and sometimes we're really proud of them, but a lot of the time I'm just showing you playtime. Tag Tuesday, like I said, was never really supposed to be a thing, so I'm trying to kill 2 birds with 1 stone and practice and show you guys at the same time a Tag Tuesday video. Does that make sense? It doesn't matter if it doesn't make sense. Just go with me. I'm just painting on a tag. But yeah, this one I wanted to see if I could let go and just kind of loosely block in the acrylic paints. And I wasn't even cleaning the brush. I wanted to see if I could, blend without getting crazy. Because I have this tendency when I'm working with acrylics to try and be really, really neat. But I thought, I like mixed media these days, so why don't I just block in all the color and then go over the top and flesh out those lines and bring back some of the details. So that's a technique that I try with other things like pencil and Copic marker and a fountain pen, but I rarely try it with acrylic paints. And these Sakura Jelly Roll, what's this one called? Oh, this is a souffle. They're really fun. They actually go on like they look like they're the color that they are, but most of them turn out really, really pastel versions of that color, so it's technically just an off-white. But I have a set of them, and they're really fun to watch dry because they just become super opaque. But it can be quite tricky because when you're putting it on, they're kind of clear, like gel. Is it gel? It just looks like clear ink. So you can't really see where it's going unless you've got a keen eye for like what a wet line looks like. Sometimes I just can't be bothered anyway, so whatever. I'm just painting over the top of it, but you'll see here, see when it dries, it becomes so much more opaque. And if you layer a lot on, it can actually like rise a bit, I guess, like souffle. I tried doing a resist technique with this once too. Again, I think I was just using the wrong paper because I'm sure it would work. There's no reason it wouldn't. Although I did, on that, I noticed that the watercolor, because I was drawing the image with the souffle pen, and then I was filling in the spaces with the water, kind of like you're doing a stained glass. But the watercolor sat on top of the pen, and I couldn't really rub it off without kind of ruining the pen line, so I'm not really sure if it's a great tool for a resist. I should just use masking fluid. I don't know why I'm so against using masking fluid. This is the totem pole, the tiki tag, inspired by the Tiki Room poster. And I just wanted to draw a queen of everything. Just a little lady like I would normally draw, but kind of make her look like a totem pole. I don't really know what to say about that. It is what it is. I used some Tim Holtz Distress ink in the back, which is really fun for just blocking in some color real quick. I've tried this new thing with Tag Tuesday, I don't know if you noticed, but a lot of the tags have a lot of negative space in them, and I don't think I like it. I've been trying to like it, but to me it just looks unfinished. And you'll see, like, I'm the king of adding more, because more is more, but I always leave that negative space now just to see if I can get used to it, or if maybe I'm just not filling enough, maybe there's too much negative space, or maybe it's just uneven and my eyes can't settle on the image. But look, I had to add a border because I just could not be bothered trying to figure out how to fix that. And I liked that the brown just kind of sat against the background, but I don't know. Why can't I not add things? Why can't I have restraint? This one is the poster from Main Street, I think. The one with the cute little illustrations. Those illustrations, I'd probably love to try it with gouache because it's like an opaque kind of water-based acrylic or water-reactive acrylic. I don't know, what do you call gouache? Am I even saying it right? But anyway, I'd probably like to try it with gouache and block the colors in and then go over the top with the details. But to be honest, for this like, first trial of it, I just wanted to see if I liked the style of it. I wanted to see if I could get something that I'd enjoy, because the proportions were all weird for me, and it's not usually a way that I would draw bodies or, faces for that matter. So I just wanted to see if I enjoyed the style and if I would take it anywhere from there. Because gouache is kind of a setup, and I'll be honest, Tag Tuesday for me is anything that I can reach in my craft cart or that's already sitting on my desk. I'm not trying to, do a 2-hour setup, putting paint mats down and getting, crazy. Do you know what I've always wanted to try? This is completely random. When people do that, like throwing paint at a canvas? I saw once where they did it with water balloons, like little water balloons full of paint. I've always wanted to try that. Just a fun fact. If any of you guys want to throw me a party, invite me over to do some of that, I'll bring my paint smock. I can do it. Who says smock? Who says smock anymore? You can tell that I was raised by 3 women. Anyway, here is this drawing, and I kind of like it. I think it's a little abstract, a little kooky. Can't say that I'm going to adopt this style, to be honest, just because I like all my details, and you can see still I'm still throwing in all those sketchy lines because I just didn't think that they popped from the tag enough, and I could have left them the way they are, and I really didn't intend on doing that. Because it looked more like the style that I was replicating, but couldn't help myself. And then I looked at all that negative space in the background and thought I need to put something there. And a quick fix to put anything in the background is just stripes. Stripes will fill a background and add a point of interest so quickly. So I'll always just add a few stripes, and they kind of look like candy stripes. See, this tag just soaks up the paint. Those paint markers don't even really work well on this tag. Even the Sakura Jelly Roll, like, you have to really let the ink lay on top of whatever's down there. You kind of need to make a barrier from the substrate because it just soaks it all in. Put a little quote there that says we can make more magic together, because I thought they were best friends. This is the genie that I'd drawn in a sketchbook ages ago, and I just wanted to... I photocopied it and actually downsized a little so that it would fit on the tag. I was just going to cut up the original from the sketchbook, but it was too big. And I'm not precious about that kind of stuff. If I have an original that's sitting in a sketchbook, like, why bother? It's just going to sit in the sketchbook. If I'm just going to reinterpret it to something else, like, I'll do it. So normally I wouldn't just photocopy it, but for this purpose, it was just a little too big. And I really like this tag. I hated the first time I tried it with that paint watercolor resist thing. It was so awful, and I was going to put it in, but like, I was actually way too embarrassed. It was so bad. The shapes weren't even right. It was like I completely lost the ability to draw or think or use my hands. It was weird, so I didn't put that in there. But yeah, just decorated it with a few of the motifs that I saw on the page. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. It's just how I use some inspiration sometimes. I've got a bunch of Disney coffee table books, and I'm always looking through them. So, you know, grab a coffee table book that you like, and just pull some inspiration from it. See where it takes you. Anyway, I'm going to show you the close-ups. Hope you enjoyed Tag Tuesday. Can't say when there'll be another one, but hopefully soon. Okay, bye.
To walk these roads with you. Can't remember the last time I went without you. Where do I go? Where do I go? How will I know? How will I know? I used to walk these roads with you.